Welcome, ladies and gentlemen, to Before and After the with you, she is always Queen Crazy K. Be sure to hit that follow, that like, that share, that subscribe button on both Instagram and YouTube, Queen Crazy K. In this half an hour podcast, I'm gonna go over the past week, everything that you need to know, want to know, and all that good stuff. Like we always say every time. Thank you to those who've been watching my videos and liking and following and subscribing and on both Instagram and YouTube supporting my channel because I really enjoy doing these videos for you guys and I really love the input and the feedback that y'all been giving me. So I really appreciate and thank you guys for doing that. With that being said, let's get this half an hour podcast deal. We got the 30-year of Monday Night Raw anniversary tonight on Raw is War. Now I'm going to talk about my favorite Raw is War matches, well, or moments even in general and like the classic and then and now because I like old school wrestling plus the wrestling like back in 2011, 2013 maybe versus now as well. So in my opinion, that's three different generations. 30 years of wrestling. That's three, 10, 10, 10, and a lot has happened since then as well. So and for me, it changed a little bit and as far as good moments and matches, just in general. So right now I'm just talking about over this last Monday Night Raw we had, with Kevin Owens and the Bloodline going back and forth. Kevin Owens got the best over the Bloodline on Monday Night Raw as far as that goes. They Bloodline run both Raw and SmackDown as the Raw and SmackDown Tag Team Greatest Champions in WWE history. But as far as that goes, and that's what I'm going to do too. Speaking of the Bloodline, Kevin Owens got both of them on Raw and SmackDown like they did to him this past Raw and SmackDown. It was the Bloodline destroying Kevin Owens and winning their match. Then it was the Bloodline on SmackDown destroying Kevin Owens once again, proving a statement before he steps in the ring with Roman Reigns for the Universal Championship belt. And now it was Kevin Owens this time, just giving the payback to the Bloodline, much like they did to him on Raw and SmackDown. So to me, the Bloodline and Kevin Owens are pretty much even. They're pretty much square. He got his hands on Roman Reigns. He got his hands on Jimmy and Jay. He got his hands on Solo. Not sure, still what's going on in Sami Zayn's brain. But as far as that go, like I said, the Bloodline attacked him last round SmackDown. So this past round SmackDown was only Kevin Owens getting his revenge on them. Because if you look back, it was the Bloodline Raw, the Bloodline SmackDown. Then it was Kevin Owens Raw and Kevin Owens SmackDown over these last couple of weeks. So to me, it's been going back and forth as now we're in a week before the Royal Rumble this weekend. And Raw is War, the 30-year anniversary tonight celebration that anything and everything is on the line and can happen, especially, like I said before, Royal Rumble as well. But to me, the Bloodline has a match with the Judgment Day, but it's really focused on Roman Reigns versus Kevin Owens for the Universal Championship. In my opinion, Sami Zayn needs to prove if he's on Team Bloodline, but making sure Roman Reigns remains the Universal Champion against Kevin Owens at Royal Rumble. And the Usos focus on the Judgment Day for the Raw Tag Team Championships tonight, as far as that goes. And then we got the Royal Rumble match. But first, the tag team match tonight and then that. So my question is, what kind of loyalty is Sami Zayn? Is he to Kevin Owens or is he on Team Bloodline? Is the real question here. I guess we'll have to find out either tonight or at the Royal Rumble, sooner or later. But, be wise and make the right decisions, right? So, anyways, with that being said, to me, this isn't going back and forth as far as that goes. Bianca Belair, a Raw Women's Champion, she got her revenge on Alexa Bliss, whether Uncle Howdy is on Alexa Bliss's team or against Alexa Bliss. I'm not exactly sure what, it's none of his business between Bianca Belair and Alexa Bliss, let alone, deciding whether he's on or against Alexa Bliss because last time he kind of tripped up Alexa Bliss and made her lose the match. This time he tried to help Alexa Bliss get the upper advantage. You know, the EST got her revenge for what Alexa Bliss did to her. I'm just not sure why Uncle Howdy is out there, whether he's against Alexa, on Alexa's team, after the Royal Rumble, where that puts Alexa Bliss at. My thing was I thought that Alexa Bliss, gonna lose at the Royal Rumble against our Rollins champion Bianca Belair, and then move on to SmackDown to be with the Feed Bray Wyatt. He brought the Fowler Wowie house back against LA Knight, who are going for the Feed to bring out the Nightmare and LA Knight at the Royal Rumble as well. And like I said, the Bloodline makes sure Roman Reigns remains Universal Champion, as well as that's my predictions for based off of the results of Raw and SmackDown. Those are my predictions for this coming Raw and SmackDown, and the Royal Rumble. But as far as tonight, the Usos remain the Raw Tag Team Champions against the Judgment Day, and of course, Solo will make sure that nobody else gets involved in their match. And Sami Zayn, I don't know whether he'll be there or not. He was on SmackDown, but he wasn't on Raw, so I guess we'll see where he's at and what determines whether he makes sure the Bloodline walks out with the tag team titles tonight or not will prove a little bit of his loyalty, but he has to prove it to Roman Reigns, so either way, he's still in the doghouse. But at least that's one step closer, Can't be splitting hairs too soon now that we're a week now and closer to the Royal Rumble. So yeah, the Bloodline will make sure Usos remain the ones of Raw and SmackDown tag team champions, feeling very Usy as the ones, the greatest in WWE history, and Solo will make sure that nobody else gets involved in it. Now, as far as Rhea Ripley goes, Solo ain't scared to step toe to toe with her, and like I said, Sami Zayn, that only brings you to be the other guy to make sure the Bloodline accomplishes tonight. As far as it's supposed to be a 2-on-2, but you can imagine the rest of the Judgment Day are going to get involved because that's what they do. So, of course, the Bloodline is going to return the favor. And then my money's on Big Time Bex to win over Bayley in a steel cage match. Now, as far as the rest of the damage control, like Kansas LeRae helped Mia Yim last week, I think Kansas LeRae and Mia Yim should help make sure damage control doesn't get involved at Becky Lynch match tonight in the steel cage match. And I still think Becky Lynch and Mia Yim should go after the tag team titles at the Royal Rumble against Damage Control. Because that would be cool to see that. And as far as Bianca Belair, like I said, Alexa Bliss, I mean, she pretty much is even in square, but what is Bianca Belair going to do about Uncle Howdy to make sure she gets her hands on Alexa Bliss as far as tonight or remaining Raw champion at the Royal Rumble goes? That's the question. And acknowledging the whole bloodline will be there tonight as well. So that, like I said, Sami Zayn, I don't know if he's going to be there or not because, he's good with the rest of the line, but Roman Reigns, the tribal chief, the head of the table, is not happy with him trying to play, rip the carpet from underneath you. And he's not going for that manipulation mind games when it's against us and not on our team. And of course, anybody in that position would feel the same way. So, Sami Zayn put himself in that position. He needs to pull himself out of that position. As far as that goes, then we got, like I said, 30 years celebrating Raw as war. My favorite rivals would have to be, old school, The Rock versus Stone Cold Steve Austin. The middle, the second generation, John Cena and Randy Orton, and then now like Becky Lynch and Bianca Belair. Those are my favorite rivals matches and times. And favorite moment of Raw's War, not only the DX returning the Raw's War, inviting RVD from the AEW, but also when, the party of the champion, the New Day champion, The Rock, got sprayed with Stone Cold Steve Austin, truckload of beer, or when, got his truck exploded in the parking lot, or when they just took a brawl fight and all hell broke loose with Hornswoggle and all the mini wrestlers with Shawn Michaels and Triple H underneath the ring. Those my type of matches. Those are hilarious. Or when Stone Cold Steve Austin and Booker T fought in a damn grocery shop and had baby powder, that's what it looked like on his face, even though it was flour. Riding around in the car when Edge got thrown off the lake from John Cena with some water hoses. Those are my favorite matches. Those are my favorite moments, and for always will be the 30-year anniversary of Monday Night Raw, the greatest Raw is war. Let alone bringing in SmackDown and now NXT, AEW, Impact Wrestling. Those are my favorite rivals and matches and moments, and I think that those are also my as the results of Monday Night Raw. Those are my Monday Night Raw predictions for tonight and best moments as well for tonight. And for SmackDown, I mean, as far as that goes, like I said, where is Sami Zayn's head at? On Team Bloodline or Team Kevin Owens? Yeah, because he got mad that he lost that match, but then he kind of showed that he's against the Bloodline for making him lose that match, even though they're really helping him. And then Charlotte remains SmackDown Women's Champion against Shayna Baszler, waiting for her next opponent for her SmackDown Women's Champion, which looks like Sonya Deville wants another opportunity, even though she's already lost like a dozen times. So, I mean, I really don't know what to say there. The almighty Bobby Lashley winning the Gojo match for the United States Champions. Now, to me, Seth Rollins did all the work. He was winning. And then Bobby Lashley, last minute moment. That's what you have to watch. I see Seth Rollins going to be a United States Champions opportunity. And then the almighty Bobby Lashley with one spear gets his opportunity. Check it out. They had Omos out there, and it backfired on him from Seth Rollins. You had it being Dolph Ziggler, the almighty Bobby Lashley being Seth Rollins specifically, Solo not afraid to step up to Rhea Ripley, and the Street Profits winning and then getting the smoke winning the tag team. Actually, now those are my top three Monday Night Raw videos with the almighty Bobby Lashley next in line. So now, for the United States show, like I said, so that would bring tonight's prediction for Raw. The Usos remain Raw champions. Solo making sure Rhea Ripley doesn't get involved from him getting faced that show last week. Bianca Belair, what she can do about Uncle Howdy as she faces Alexa Bliss. It's not Alexa Bliss, it's Uncle Howdy trying to help her out. So it's like, how's she going to get past that? That he could pop up out of nowhere to get her hands on Alexa Bliss. And as far as, and I think the whole bloodline is supposed to be there. So the Usos will remain Raw Tag Challenge against two members of the Judgment Day. Anybody else that gets involved, I think Roman's gonna be there, and so the whole bloodline acknowledging the bloodline will be there at Monday Night Raw with those Raw Tag Team titles on the line. And like I said, big time best against Bayley. I think Mia Yim and Candice Reign is to help her against Damage Control. As far as Bianca Belair, she can beat the bricks off Alexa Bliss. It's just when and where is Uncle Howdy gonna show up is the question. And the Street Profits won their tag team match against the Academy, wanting and getting the smoke, redeeming themselves from the other tag team match. Benjamin and Cedric forming their own tag team match. Doesn't need MPV to bring in the Hart business, which is why brought the big Omos back on Monday Night Raw. And you can imagine, Triple H usually is on Raw's War, stuff like this. He got so many fun memories with the DX, so I think Triple H and Shawn Michaels will be here tonight. Like I said, greater rivals, The Rock and Stone Cold, Randy Orton and John Cena, Bianca Belair and Becky Lynch. Those are my best rivals. Best moments, getting thrown in the lake, John Cena throwing Edge into the lake, or fighting in the not only parking lot with with him and Eddie Guerrero, but also when got sprayed with beer, Stone Cold Steve Austin and The Rock. Greatest, legends, comebacks, DX generation is always there to break up the party. So those are my favorite Raws War a 30 years anniversary celebration matches and moments for tonight on my Raw and my predictions for tonight and towards SmackDown and the Royal Rumble as well. Yeah, as far as that goes, that pretty much would wrap it up. And those are my top Raw videos that you guys saw. I also got some Charles, Robinson been a referee for a very long time in the WWE. He's on Out of Character, telling you a little bit about him and himself. The American Nightmare, third generation Cody Rhodes, the American Nightmare. He is returning, like I said, and he is still my vote to win the men's Royal Rumble. And he had a great Shawn Michaels on the bump that I was talking about with DS Gerasi with the Raw's War, and Benjamin with the team of him and Cedric on there as well. Now this, the Monster Man Braun Strowman on Celtic Warrior workout, that he should be Intercontinental Champion and get another opportunity because he should have won that match. No reason why he didn't. This is my SmackDown. Saniville want to get another shot at Charlotte. Kevin Owens just getting a little bit of revenge on the Bloodline. Again, Dan Pro winning the tag team along with the Viking Raiders not able to. And the Bloodline did not expect Kevin Owens to make it his show. His contract signing. And the Fowler Wiley bringing back from the Bray Wyatt to LA Knight at the Royal Rumble. Well, right here that me you guys already saw, but I'm gonna show it anyhow. The lost ghost in the clouds. They don't know where I am. I don't know where I'm going right now. It feels like I'm going through a maze. So sick at the hospital right now. What should I think of us? I don't know what the fuck is going on right now. If anybody saw that, they think that I was born. They think that I was lost. Get a little bit of nonsense, a little bit confused. I don't know what the hell is going on. Who the fuck is you? Who the fuck are you? Sitting in the chair, someone that said they was going on away. It's just me and myself and not Krazy K. I don't know where anybody is at, but I think here is the last day. No, wait, there's some elevators. Oh, wait, what is this? Maybe they took a bet around this little place. Oh, wait, this says electrical loss in the closet. But wait, there's a men's room right in the dark closet, right in the dark corner. I don't know what's happening in the ring. Bullshit. Maybe I'll be missing to see something right now. Oh, that's the bowl of the room. Oh, shit. I think I'm lost in that big hospital right now. Queen Krazy K up in here right now doing this thing. That's right. Good now. I'm so on the conclusion. Don't know what happened right now. And I don't think she's going the right way or the wrong way right here, right now. I think I'm just getting a little bit confused, walking back and forth, spinning around like I'm lost, like I'm on a fairy tale. I feel like I'm on the park like a little kid, like I'm on the Disney World, spinning and spinning around and round and round like I'm a freaking clown. I don't think this is an exit right now, but I'm gonna try it anyway right now. Oh wait, you need a pass to get over there. I'm stuck right now. Oh wait, I thought I told you that before. I thought I said to sit down. I thought I told you to put your head down and stay down and leave the doorbell instead of thinking that that's right now. I'm at the top of the level of this hospital or something. And it's like a whole bunch of long things right now. I think I'm gonna sit my ass down and wait for somebody to come here instead of looking like a clown. Queen Krazy K is out. That's one little horror rap by Queen Krazy K. You could totally tell I was lost in the hospital, but make the good of it. Make that horror rap Queen Krazy K already. Everybody's already seeing that and was a success. I just want to point that out there. Like I said, Shannon Blaze got an opportunity. She lost for the SmackDown Women's Champion opportunity against Charlotte Flair, who apparently Sonya Deville already lost, but I guess they're gonna give her another opportunity because she attacked Charlotte. It's gonna take her opportunity. And we got the very, like I said, the show this other video. I mean, it's not really wrestling related or anything like that. It was just like those are my favorite moments and stuff. You know, we already talked about the Raw results, my Raw predictions, SmackDown results, SmackDown predictions. We already talked about it, Carrington and Blunt based off that. For my predictions for the Royal Rumble, my top videos, a little rap video just to include in there. And we already talked about my favorite Raw moments for the 30-year Raw's War tonight and what I think is going to happen and why. That's where we to the Royal Rumble. We got some time here that I could certainly. This is just a little out of the proportion of crazy, but I'm going to show it anyway. I still don't know who I want to win the Women's Royal Rumble yet. This is just a little cooking video that I like to do. Some nachos and shepherd pie. This is the way I do it. Just buy up some time, and you can't go hungry when you're on the road. So there you have it. You can't go hungry on the road, so I just put that in there. You got Hall of Famers and legendaries that they could talk about. The great Ric Flair. I think Triple H and Shawn Michaels are going to be there as DX Generation. Celebrate the great Ric Flair, John Cena, Randy Orton, Dave Bautista's birthday just passed not too long ago. Stone Cold Steve Austin on The Rock, like I said, the old and the now. And, the great late Eddie Guerrero and Warrior. Those are great superstars for the Hall of Fame of Raw War legendaries, in my opinion. Those are great rivals for Raw's War, in my opinion. Great match. You can't go wrong, like I said, with some beer and food on the road. You got to get thirsty. You got to get hungry after a hard fight or going into a hard fight. Those are my predictions a little bit of what matches are supposed to happen. And, just what's next towards the Royal Rumble. SmackDown, I really don't have much of a prediction for it, except for Charlotte and Sonya Deville for the SmackDown Championship belt. And the bloodline, like Sami Zayn proving his loyalty to Roman specifically against Kevin Owens for the Universal Championship belt. As far as that goes, I mean, there's really nothing else to say about SmackDown. I mean, everything kind of got, with Hero winning the tag team match, Braun Strowman should have won the Intercontinental Championship belt. Them on the horn and stuff. I know that I want the men's 2023 Royal Rumble winner to be the American Nightmare, like I said, was going to return, and I want him to win the Royal Rumble. I don't know about the women's one. Maybe Becky Lynch winning it a second time, as far as I know, as far as I'm concerned. I know that LA Knight's going to hit the nightmare of his lifetime from the feed Bray Wyatt. Much like the other supernaturals like Kane, The Undertaker, the Boogeyman. I love the Boogeyman. Those are great supernaturals. Talk about legends and Hall of Famers. And then that would bring, this to talk about as far as like it really doesn't really make them as far as that goes and stuff. I mean, it's really kind of just like what happens as far as last time and now. Kind of, I try to think of what to exactly say because it kind of already got dealt with. And there's really nothing else to really think that outside the block right now that I, could possibly think of except for skipping over SmackDown and going straight to the Royal Rumble. That's the only thing I could really say there. Or perhaps, you know, it's not determined yet that Becky Lynch is in the Royal Rumble, but who we do know is in the Women's Royal Rumble is like Raquel, for her to win the 2023 Women's Royal Rumble since we know she's in the match. But there's still a lot of missing spaces on there that it could be a possibility. Like I said, we're gonna definitely see some legends and come in that women's Royal Rumble like they've always did every single year since they started the all women's Royal Rumble. So it's kind of hard to determine who's gonna win. It's just I already know the men's one because I already knew who I wanted to win since day one. I already knew that I wanted the American Nightmare to return and win the Royal Rumble, and the American Nightmare is returning to be in the Men's Royal Rumble. One step ahead to prove my point why I think the third generation Hall of Famer legend, you got his late Hall of Fame legend like Dusty Rhodes, you got Goldust's brother, which is also another Hall of Famer, and now you got the American Nightmare himself, Cody Rhodes. I think that he's winning the Men's Royal Rumble, like I said, since day one. And when that happens, him and Roman Reigns for the Universal Championship will make a great impact at WrestleMania, like him and Seth Rollins did. Except this time, instead of the American Nightmare, when he beats Seth Rollins at WrestleMania, it'll be Roman Reigns being the American Nightmare to remain Universal Champion at WrestleMania. But at least he won the Men's Royal Rumble match and had a great comeback from such an injury that he had. At least he's like, man, I had a terrible injury that could have ended my career and put me on the shelf for good. And now the American Nightmare gets to make a big impact from that injury return. All the rumors and updates and all that is all gone. Now the American Nightmare is here to win the 2023 Men's Royal Rumble and versus Roman Reigns for the Universal Championship at WrestleMania. Now, with the American Nightmare not only returning after an injury, win the Men's Royal Rumble would mean a lot to him. Just be like, wow, what an injury. And now you could call yourself a 2023 Men's Royal Rumble winner that you probably wouldn't see a few years ago. And now that that's happened, your big comeback is out of the way. That's already happened. So now, you know, gonna sell and tear the house down like him and Seth Rollins did at WrestleMania. Him and Roman for the Universal Championship is gonna do the exact same thing. I still think the best match of this past WrestleMania was Seth Rollins and the American Nightmare. American Nightmare beating Seth Rollins at WrestleMania was the best match, including Bianca Belair remaining the champion against Becky Lynch. Those I think stole the show at WrestleMania. So as far as we're talking about this first pay-per-view of this year with the Royal Rumble, gonna still a comeback show with the American Nightmare winning the Men's Royal Rumble. And he's gonna verse Roman for the Universal Championship belt, so it's already gonna be through the roof, tickets spitting out as if you had a money machine. Except this time it'll be Roman winning, not the American Nightmare winning, anyone over Seth. But that's clear in April. That's a lot there. But before we know it, it'll be April and it'll be WrestleMania. So these are things you kind of got to get ahead of yourself about. That's where it leads. So that's where I'm sticking with. And then we have also, after it'll be Mr. Money in the Bank, Mr. Money in the Bank sort of thing. But that's in July. Now they used to do where you had, if you didn't win the Royal Rumble, you had Elimination Chamber, you had Money in the Bank, and you had Raw and SmackDown. Now you got Raw, you got SmackDown, hell, even NXT, and Elimination Chamber and the Royal Rumble. Money in the Bank is after. So now it's kind of like it's a big thing and big opportunity, but it is with WrestleMania being so big that it has to take up 2 nights for everyone to be there. It kind of does wrap it up and take over that and kind of be like, well, there's still a possibility you can see who you want to see. Then guarantee 99% of the time, you're going to see who you want to, either doing a match or opinions or whatever it is. So that's kind of things you have to look up for. You kind of have to watch, and I'm kind of like, my mind, it was on the American Nightmare since day one because I remember him coming back, after so long of being out of the WWE. Before everyone was like, oh, we like the great Dusty Rhodes, maybe even Gold Dust. But, not everybody was a fan of Cody Rhodes because of the way he was. Now that he's improving himself with the AEW and done so much since then, and like success as a champion, as a superstar, and brought all that talent to the test that we know that he's had. Now that he showed that, he made his big return, beat Seth Rollins at WrestleMania, stole the show, like I said. So now I think he's gonna win the men's Royal Rumble, like I've been saying since day one. Now it's official that he's returning to be in the men's Royal Rumble. That really backs up my answer. The American Nightmare winning the men's Royal Rumble 2023 match this year to face Roman Reigns for the Universal Championship belt at WrestleMania. And LA Knight with the feed, we see him play mind games with like John Cena. So seeing him play mind games with LA Knight is only gonna be funny. Or, when you brought in like Seth Rollins and Finn Balor. Only gonna be funny about that. I seen it looks like John Cena is gonna be on the 2K 2023 wrestling game. Speaking of him, as well as the Royal Rumble, like I said, American Nightmare Men's Royal Rumble 2023. Like I've been saying since day one, and I'm gonna stick to that. Raw World Champion Bianca Belair. Now the question is, she could totally beat Alexa Bliss, but how does she deal with someone who she doesn't know when he's coming up or why he's doing it on Alcoholic? Maybe she could figure out why tonight, and maybe kind of get that where at the Royal Rumble, because that'll trip her up a little bit. Being Alexa Bliss like she was in Monday Night Raw, and then appears out of nowhere. And speaking of Uncle Howie, he said, the feed Bray Wyatt is gonna be there against LA Knight, so that's kind of a combination that could easily happen. But maybe he wants Alexa to lose and go to SmackDown to be at the Ferrari house with him over there now. That could be too. So, as far as that's concerned, I really don't know an explanation for that. But those are some of my favorite Raw arrivals, legends, and moments as we celebrate Raw's Raw predictions, SmackDown predictions towards the Royal Rumble, and hell, even a WrestleMania match already. So, thank you guys for watching. Be sure to watch, like, share, follow, subscribe on Instagram and YouTube. Queen Krazy K. This interview has been awesome and amazing with this podcast, I should say. Another episode going out right now on YouTube. And, of course, have a look out because I'm going to be doing my Raw videos like I do. And I'll catch you guys next time. Queen Krazy K out.